Hello, everyone. This is the second case this weekend. I wanted to talk about a case about a developer down in Evansville and the Department of Environmental Management, the Indiana agency that regulates all of our environmental laws. So think about water pollution, land pollution, this kind of a thing. They cover all of that and much, much more. Of course, it's a giant agency and has lots to do with real estate. So what was decided in the case and the headlines are a little bit different than when you dig deeper. And I want to give you the headline and the deeper story because it's important what the court decided, and it leaves open this issue really going forward, and also to help you again win your case next time. And what the importance of lawyering and how we approach cases. So what happened was a developer had runoff from its development, sediment, dirt, right, flowing into somebody else's private pond. And IDEM, Indiana Department of Environmental Management, IDEM, said, wait a minute, your runoff is causing a problem of too much sediment in this other pond. You need to clean it out. And they went through some back and forth of how much dirt was and how much sediment ended up over in the other pond, how to remove it, what's really required. And all of this went back and forth at the administrative level. They finally came to loggerheads and couldn't really get it settled, so litigation and went up through the Court of Appeals and whatnot. So what happened was, the headline is this, that the developer lost their argument that IDEM does not have authority or jurisdiction over private ponds. And the court said, no, you're going to lose on that argument. But there's more, right? So the reason they lost is that they didn't raise that legal argument at the right time in the proceedings. And this is very goofy with, and I know that's a legal term, goofy, but it's goofy when you're in front of an administrative board like IDEM or or a tax agency like the last case we were talking about, the assessor, right? They're not really a court. They are a government agency. So you got to be careful to follow the rules within that agency, and you can get very odd results. So the developer did not raise the issue of whether or not IDEM really has authority over a private pond, or if it's really more waterways within the state, like White River and the Ohio River and creeks and this kind of thing that flow through multiple properties and that type of thing, and lakes like Monroe Reservoir, Lake Wawasee, my favorite place on earth, right? So it's really still up in the air if a private pond in your neighborhood, or if you install a private pond on your farm or your hobby property, is that under IDEM or not? We really don't know the answer to that according to this case because they didn't raise it at the right time. So headline, IDEM, the property developer doesn't get to raise this argument. But the backstory is they raised it at the wrong time, and really the court never decided in this case whether or not IDEM has authority over these private ponds. So we don't really know according to this case. So that's going to be decided in the future. So a very important case. I wanted you to know about it. I gave you the site up there earlier. You can read through it if you'd like to see the full case. But bottom line, when you're working with your lawyer, this is kind of my last point, is, you got to be careful. Law is a weird thing because you have to be careful and thoughtful and take time to go through all these issues. And it seems like maybe you're wasting time and money on your legal fees, but really what lawyers are doing in the background is trying to think of all the different ways this might play out and make certain that you don't miss something. And I'm certainly not casting dispersions on these lawyers because it seems like they handled it in a pragmatic way, in a practical way, and they tried to raise the issues and solve them with IDEM. And just the way the case played out, they didn't get to raise the issue the right way. So it's and that's just the like any other endeavor in law or business or in sports, right? You play your cards and you see how it comes out. and you make your best decisions at the time. But be thoughtful. Ask your lawyers to be thoughtful, be careful. Spend the time on the law clerks to do some research on your case and give you some other ideas. That's very important. We have 3 law clerks in the firm that support our 4 attorneys, and we need them to help do research because their time is they're great at research, number one, because they're so smart, but they support our work as lawyers. And so when you're working with your counsel, know that that's what's happening and ask for it, right? Ask for that so that you get the best result you possibly can. And good luck with that moving forward. If you got a private pond issue, I've got a client that's got a hobby farm. He's got a pond on it and uses it for fishing and swimming. A lot of people have these kind of things. So give us a call if you need anything. And we wanted to bring you that quick update. Have a great weekend. Thanks.